Polkadot's consensus messaging is here, and it's abbreviated XCM. Okay guys, let me tell you why this feature of features are underrated. Polkadot has just unleashed something here that will only become clearer once people start using them. Using those features. The next bull cycle is going to be very exciting and could be the trigger that lead Polkadot to finally deliver on what it has so far teased about. It's a layer 0 in both design and functionality. Hi guys, this is FD for Sage5.tv once more, back with another video, and this time I'm sharing with you my views on Polkadot's cross-consensus messaging, which is a tool which Polkadot has just implemented or launched. What is a cross-consensus message, or XCM as it is commonly referred to? Cross-consensus message is a messaging format and it's not a messaging protocol. Cross-consensus messaging protocol, or XCMP, on the other hand, is Polkadot's cross-chain message passing protocol. It allows one parachain to send messages to another parachain and provides guarantees about the delivery of these messages. Polkadot allows parachains to send each other messages as long as they have established messaging channels with each other. The cross-chain messaging protocol is just one transport protocol that also includes UMP, or upward message passing, DMP, or downward message passing. UMP and DMP are both part of VMP, which is referred to or known as the vertical message passing. I know it's getting a little bit technical, but bear with me guys. This is quite important. I'll also leave a link and you can do your own research down below or read about it. UMP, or upward message passing. This is parachain to relay chain. So the message here is moving from the parachain to the relay chain. The DMP, or the downward message passing, this is the relay chain passing the message to the parachain. So it's passing it from the relay chain down to the parachain. So it's kind of the reverse of UMP. And those two, the UMP and the DMP, they are all part of the VMP, which is the vertical message passing. Does that make sense? Are you still with me? Please bear with me. So the cross-consensus messaging is Polkadot's version of cross-chain interoperability, enabling parachain to parachain communication, which also includes any type of data or asset, not just tokens. So here we are talking of sending more than just tokens between parachain. Okay, this is what it's all about. And then a little bit more on the cross-consensus message, or the cross-consensus message communication model. The cross-consensus message is designed around 4 A's. The letter A, 4 A's. The first one, so asynchronous. Cross-chain messages in no way assume that the sender will be blocking on its completion. Then absolute. Cross-consensus messages are guaranteed to be delivered and interpreted accurately, in order and in a timely fashion. And then asymmetric. Cross-consensus absolute. Cross-consensus messages are guaranteed to be delivered and interpreted accurately, in order and in a timely fashion. Asymmetric. Cross-consensus messages do not have results. Any results must be separately communicated to the sender with an additional message. And finally, agnostic. Cross-consensus message makes no assumptions about the nature of the consensus system between which messages are being passed. So those four are the 4 A's that the cross-consensus message is designed around: asynchronous, absolute, asymmetric, and agnostic. Again guys, stay with me. So the fact that cross-consensus message gives these absolute guarantees allows it to be practically asymmetric, whereas other non-absolute protocols will find this difficult. Being agnostic means that cross-consensus message is not simply for messages between parachains and or the relay chain, but rather that cross-consensus message is suitable for messages between disparate chains connected through one or more bridges, and even for those messages to be between smart contracts. Again guys, this is mega. You will probably see the importance of this when this actually starts being used, but this is mega. Using the cross-consensus message, all of the above may communicate with or through with each other. So for example, it is entirely conceivable that using the cross-consensus message, a smart contract hosted on a Polkadot parachain may transfer a non-fungible asset it owns through Polkadot to an Ethereum mainnet bridge located on another parachain into an account controlled on the Ethereum mainnet by registering the transfer of ownership on a third specialized substrate non-fungible chain hosted on a Kusama parachain via Polkadot Kusama bridge. I don't know if that makes sense. It's entirely conceivable that using a cross-consensus message, a smart contract hosted on a Polkadot parachain may transfer a non-fungible asset it owns through Polkadot to an Ethereum mainnet bridge located on another parachain into an account controlled on the Ethereum mainnet by registering the transfer of ownership on a third specialized substrate non-fungible chain hosted on a Kusama parachain via Polkadot's Kusama bridge. The importance of this and the significance will become clearer for all to see over time, but that is quite a powerful powerful example of how the cross-consensus message will work. Okay, so what are some of the use cases for the cross-consensus message? First of all, got communicating ideas between consensus systems. So you could have a situation where proof-of-work consensus systems will be communicating with proof-of-stake consensus systems to the hybrid consensus systems. They will be communicating with each other. That is mega, guys. This is what you need interoperability to be doing. The second one is transfer of assets between chains. Then the transaction fee payment. It could be paid by any native token or coin. Then the fourth use case is the interface for conducting an exchange service common throughout the DeFi world. That is great, guys. DeFi on Cardano, DeFi on Cosmos, DeFi on Ethereum, DeFi on Bitcoin. Whenever that happens one day, that will be the interface. The cross-consensus message will be the interface. Just think about that for a moment, what that means. Okay. Use case number 5 is the use of the cross-consensus message language to conduct some platform-specific action. For example, to dispatch a remote call to one of its pallets to access a niche feature. So if you want to access a special feature on a separate pallet, you can dispatch a remote call. That is mega, guys. Okay. That is mega. And then you can also take part in what's being referred to as remote transfer. This is whereby one can control an account on a remote chain. And then one of the exciting features as well of this cross-consensus message is teleporting. This is whereby dual consensus mechanisms, both native homes to an asset with instances of. This is where two consensus mechanisms, both native homes to an asset with instances, all fungible, which can be burned on one chain and minted on the other. Guys, this is powerful stuff. This is something I've always struggled with regards to assets with instances. My main ones are USDT and USDC. So I could be using USDT or USDC on Avalanche, and now I want to port it over to Solana. I can't. I have to convert it either into Solana or into another asset on the Solana blockchain, and then transfer it to the Avalanche network, and then convert it afterwards, which is always a pain. But now with this, you can actually have things mirrored, and I can port my stable coins from Avalanche to Solana just by burning a fungible token on one chain, and it will appear on the other chain. That is mega. Just think about that. We like this. It is very tricky currently, because if I were using USDT and USDC on Avalanche and Solana or Ethereum, it is very tricky and fiddly, clunky to even move funds around that easily. So this is a powerful tool for me and many others out there. And I think it will take over DeFi space. You'll end up having to, if this becomes widely used, DeFi will no longer be tribal, which is a result. Polkadot kills tribalism. Just imagine that heading. Imagine that headline. Polkadot kills tribalism within the crypto space. That is brilliant. We love that. And then the 8th use case is supporting collateralized reserve assets on third-party chains. For example, there may be two chains that want to nominate a third chain, one on which an asset might be considered native and to be used as a reserve for that asset. The derivative form of that asset on each of those chains would be fully backed, allowing the derivative asset to be exchanged for the underlying asset on the reserve chain backing it. This might be the case where the two chains do not necessarily trust each other, but at least as far as the asset in question is concerned, are willing to trust the native chain of the asset. Take, for example, where we have several community parachains that would like to send DOT between each other. They each have a form of DOT which is backed fully by DOT-controlled parachain of the statement chain, a native hub for DOT. When the local form of DOT is sent between the chains, in the background, the real DOT is moving between parachain accounts on statement. Guys, take time. If my video is not clear enough, I'm going to leave some links down below where you can follow this subject further. But I think Polkadot here just released or implemented something that the DeFi world and the crypto world will be talking about for some years to come. That is my own opinion. Again, guys, what do you think? Do you think these are game-changing features? Do you think the cross-consensus message feature that Polkadot has just implemented or released or launched is a game changer? Comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. Have you been following through? Are you going to look at Polkadot closely? What are your predictions for the DOT price once this feature takes off and people realize the power behind that feature, the cross-consensus message? Comment down below and let us know. Again, guys, thank you very much for joining us. This is FD for Sage5.tv signing out. Bye for now.